Give Local America is an organized effort to promote the idea of giving back, not just in your single community, but across the United States.
I think most nonprofits, to be successful and sustainable, have to have a diversified revenue portfolio. And what that means is just, you got to get money from a lot of different places.
I think the people that can write the big checks, they're harder to find.
And fundraising is so hard, it takes so much time.
It's a never-ending challenge.
This was a really interesting opportunity to leverage my giving, to get other people engaged and understanding what's happening in this community and understanding how hard our different organizations throughout the community work.
It allowed us to be able to have a platform to pull people together without having to have the overhead of having a big fundraising event. And so for organizations like ourselves, that made a huge difference.
As a part of the Big Give success, the San Antonio Food Bank received $24,000 in support. That was support that wasn't planned in our budget. We weren't thinking it was walking in the door, but it did. And over 300 donors came and were a part of that gift. Now, of the 300, 200 were new.
Some of the organizations in our region had 60% of the gifts coming from new donors. That's huge. That is something they can work on now for years, to develop those relationships, deepen those relationships, and really create change.
The best thing that I can say about my experience was watching the leaderboard for 24 hours, watching the number of donors who chose to get involved, and then learning from others how many new donors had given. That was really exciting for me because of the opportunity it was going to create for all of our nonprofits.
I know a lot of rescue groups all over the country, and I was connecting and reaching out to them and saying, where are you on the leaderboard? And it was fun because it kind of created a little bit of competition amongst other groups that we knew of that were working on it in other communities.
Friendly competition that the nonprofits experienced, raising the awareness among our city, among our nation on giving in general is just a priority here for us.
Our emphasis really was training nonprofits, encouraging them to take advantage of this new medium, this new way of connecting with people. We were wildly successful. We looked back at it and realized that more than 90% of the nonprofits involved increased their social media presence over the time. In numbers of followers, in numbers of posts. If you look at their clout scores, they're increasing. That was one of our key performance indicators.
People are not funding us because everyone knows it's a good cause. They're funding us from their hearts.
Throughout the day of giving itself, we were hearing from our donors that they were reaching out to support us, but also supporting others that they learned about through the online effort. So it was very affirming to know that it was working for everyone in all directions.
It amazed me that for 24 hours, we had a lot of people paying attention and really making a difference in this community, and it turned out to be bigger than I ever expected.
Success of the National Giving Day is not just the numbers involved. There were $53 million raised. There were 9,000 nonprofits involved. Those numbers are deceptive because the real power of the Giving Day was creating awareness online that you can give, and helping the nonprofits build their capacity to really use online giving as a tool in their tool chest.
For me, it's building a base, a really solid base of fundraising, because we are completely supported by the generosity of other people. So it's building a really strong base of people that will support us today and support us for the long haul.
We received so many compliments on how easy it was to make your gift. And there were a lot of concerns. When you're hosting a 24-hour giving day that's strictly online, you're leaving it up to technology. And it ran without a hitch.
The organizations were able to raise a tremendous amount of money with not as much physical labor, and that made it great for them. One organization said they had had 3 fundraisers, and this one raised more than those 3 combined. So to me, that tells you a lot about what this day did.
It was very powerful to know that this was happening not only in Charleston but around the country, to know that nonprofits everywhere were banding together to reach out to donors. And it really is the wave of the future to get everybody to become a philanthropist in their own way, and how more convenient could it be than through social media. So it really is the wave of the future.
Imagine, everybody in the country being aware that this is the one day to give. We, of course, help the people. We'll give all the time, but if not, how many can you get to think about it as the one day? That would be terrific.